Hello, my name is Laguerre, and I will be presenting on the topic, the impact of sleep deprivation on memory and learning. I will explain relevant background information, including the theories behind sleep, stages of sleep, and underlying mechanisms before I discuss the impact of sleep on memory and learning, as well as the practical implications of this research. Sleep has been described as a state characterized by changes in brainwave activity, breathing, heart rate, body temperature, and other physiological functions. In other words, it is a process that is considered vital for personal health and well-being. It's as important as eating and breathing, yet many aspects of the process and function of sleep are not fully understood. In the past decades, there are several theories that have emerged to explain the purpose of sleep. The most recognized theories are the energy conservation theory, which postulates sleep reduces an individual's energy demand during parts of the day and night when it's least efficient to hunt for food. The repair and restorative theories that suggest the purpose of sleep is to essentially organize and store memory as well as repair cellular components necessary for biological function. The adaptive or inactivity theory affirms sleep is an adaptation that served a survival function by ensuring that animals remained out of danger during times of vulnerability. And the brain plasticity theory, which states that sleep is necessary for the neural reorganization and growth of brain structures and function. Among these theories, the adaptive theory is the least widely accepted because it fails to consider the fact that an animal is unable to respond promptly to the threats when asleep. In comparison, the more recent theories have considerable scientific support. In fact, recent studies have indicated that sleep is necessary for adenosine production. Adenosine is a chemical produced in the brain as a byproduct of regular cellular activity and accumulates in the brain when awake. When we are asleep, the body removes the chemical and reduces the perception of tiredness. This research provides further evidence for the repair and restoration theory. So, now that we've discussed potential explanations for why we sleep, let's consider what happens when we sleep. Sleep is regulated by our circadian rhythm, the 24-hour internal clock located in the suprachiasmatic nucleus of the hypothalamus that alternates between alertness and sleepiness in response to changes in light. During the day, axons from the retinal ganglionic cells deliver signals that activate the suprachiasmatic nucleus via the optic nerve. The SCN then delivers a signal via the inhibitory neurotransmitter GABA. Axons subsequently sends impulses to inhibit the superior cervical ganglion and thus inhibit the sympathetic nervous system. As a result, the pineal gland located beneath the corpus callosum does not release melatonin into circulation. As day transitions to night, the absence of light signals cause the retinal ganglion cells to inhibit the SCN, activating the paraventricular nucleus, which then sends axons to the superior cervical ganglion and stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, which then induces sleepiness. The pineal gland is then mobilized to secrete melatonin into circulation. There are 4 stages of sleep that the body experiences throughout the night. Stage 1 and 2 are non-rapid eye movement stages, when we transition from wake to sleep. Heart rate and body temperature begin to slow down. Stage 3 is considered the first stage of deep sleep. It's at this stage the body releases hormones to help repair muscles, bones, and tissues, and the brain focuses on consolidating memories. At stage 4, voluntary muscles become temporarily paralyzed, and the brain is considerably active. Typically, we cycle through these stages approximately 4 to 5 times. Research has shown that adults need on average 7 or more hours of sleep, and children need over 8 hours. However, there are instances where this is simply not possible. One example of this is sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation refers to a state caused by insufficient quantity or quality of sleep. The primary symptoms of this condition are daytime sleepiness, fatigue, irritability, difficulty with memory and focus, slowed reaction times, headaches, as well as more severe symptoms like microsleep and hand tremors. Sleep deprivation can be caused by a variety of factors, including shift work, substance use, poor sleep habits, high stress levels, and medical conditions, such as sleep apnea or degenerative brain disorders and traumatic brain injuries. Diagnosis and treatment are dependent on the severity and underlying cause of the condition. Logically, we understand the negative impact that recurrent sleep deprivation can have on the body. But is it all right to be deprived of sleep once? I mean, all of us have pulled an all-nighter once or twice, right? Well, let's consider what lack of sleep actually does to the body, specifically to the brain. Research has demonstrated that sleep deprivation can have a significant adverse impact on multiple cognitive functions, particularly memory and learning. In fact, sleep deprivation can disrupt memory consolidation via long-term potentiation, a process that strengthens synapses, resulting in long-lasting increase in signal transmission between neurons. According to Gaius et al., NMDA receptors allow the expression of LTP via an increased calcium influx. Sleep deprivation can impair the full activation of the glutamate receptor by altering the surface and receptor subunit composition expression with a reduced calcium influx. Sleep deprivation can alter glutamatergic signaling through modifications in AMPA and NMDA receptor structure, which can lead to fewer permanent memories being consolidated in the brain. In yet another study, it was determined that sleep deprivation significantly impacts the functional connectivity of the prefrontal cortex, associated with higher cognitive functions such as learning. This can influence the way the brain processes information. Understanding the adverse impact of sleep deprivation on memory and learning, as well as the underlying mechanisms, has important implications in academic and professional settings. Previous studies have demonstrated that sleep deprivation is associated with the decline in academic performance, as demonstrated by lower average GPA and perception of quality of life. This suggests that a decline in sleep quality and duration can influence students' academic performance and engagement, which can in turn affect the policies and class schedules of academic institutions worldwide in their efforts to promote a healthy learning environment for students. Aside from educational settings, sleep deprivation has been linked to decreased workplace safety, as well as increased work-related injuries and workplace cognitive failures. Additionally, prior research has connected sleep-related complications with decreased employee motivation, engagement, and performance, which can significantly impact organizational productivity and sustainability. In addition to occupational and academic settings, sleep deprivation can have important biological implications. For instance, sleep deprivation can increase the risk of obesity, diabetes, impaired glucose tolerance, cardiovascular disease, hypertension, anxiety, depression, and even alcohol usage. It is imperative that we continue to increase our understanding of the underlying mechanisms as well as the impact of sleep deprivation on cognitive function in order to promote academic and professional environments that foster a healthy level of motivation, engagement, and productivity. Further research is necessary to reduce the risk of decreased mental, emotional, and physical complications associated with sleep deprivation and other sleep conditions. Sleep deprivation is not a reflection of a high work ethic or accomplished student. It is a threat to public health. In closing, I want to leave you with a quote: "Sleep is like a golden chain that binds our health and body together." Thank you for your time.